I just have to celebrate small victories because last week I had so much trouble with technology that I couldn't do my live when it's planned and I didn't do it too much later. So today I started to have problems again and I reset everything and I was able to figure it out on my own without having to call my son. So that's a victory for me. Half a day, everyone. This is Becky Toves with Crafty Chamarita. Thank you for joining me today on this beautiful Friday. If you're here on Guam and if you're in the States, that's Thursday for you. But you know, despite the fact that if you're watching me live or catching me on the replay, as always, I appreciate the fact that you're taking some time out of your schedule to watch my video. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. It's straight out of the catalog and I wanted to show you what you could take from it and what you can adapt. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn to my workspace here. And let me talk about a few things before I get to my demonstration. So first of all, the Designer Series paper sale is still going on. It started on, I think it was August 6th. So it just took place and it'll go all the way up until the end of the month. But it's while supplies last. So if your favorite Designer Series paper runs out before you get a chance to order, that's a chance you're going to have to take. So if you want something, get it now. So as you can imagine, I did put in an order for some of the DSP that I really like. I didn't order all of them because I don't care for all of them, but there's some that I really gravitate towards. And these are the Designer Series paper that I'll be using for my class on August the 24th, which is a Saturday. So, you know, if you're interested in learning how to use Designer Series paper for your cards, join me. It's going to be from 10 to 12. You do need to respond and let me know so I can reserve your seat for you, because whenever I do these classes, there's a limited number of seats that I can accommodate just because of the space. So in that class, we're going to be learning how to make a fun fold, how to use your DSP to make cards, and then also how to cut the DSP so that you can do a one-sheet wonder. So you can maximize the cards that the DSP that you cut to make the cards. Okay. All right. So that's my little spiel about Designer Series paper. I'll move that out of the way and I'll turn it to the catalog. So I'm going to be showing you what you can do with the card template, and that can be found on page 22 of the of the annual catalog. So I'm not going to do all of the templates. There's 22 of them. I'm going to pick and choose throughout the year while the catalog is still live, and I'll show you what you can do to follow the template and things that you can use to deviate from the template, because the template really was meant to give you inspiration on how to make a card, but it doesn't mean that you have to follow it exactly. So don't feel like you're going to be hemmed in to that particular design. That's not what the intention was. It's really to inspire you. And so this is the template. It looks like this, and I will post it when I show the pictures of the card. So it's really just layers that you put on top of each other. Okay. All right. So let me show you the card that I made. The first card that I made following the template. Okay. So it looks like this. So for the card that I'm going to demonstrate for you, I'm going to follow the template. And then I'll show you alternatives that I made with it. Okay. I need my paper back because I didn't remember the measurements. So I put this on the side so I can, give you the right information. And I'm going to turn this around to kind of cover the glare. All right, so first of all, we are going to start off with a piece of cardstock for your base. My preference is always to cut this at the 5.5 mark and score it by 4 1/4. I just find that it's more versatile, but you don't have to follow that. You can do whatever you want. And then you're going to need a piece. This back piece, let me turn this around. This back piece here, you don't have to write this down because I'll post it. This back piece here is 2 3/4 by 3. This front piece is 2.5 by 3 3/4. And then the piece for your sentiment is 3/4 by 2.5. And I didn't come up with these measurements. Thankfully, we have demonstrators who went and figured out all the measurement so that it'll save us the work. So I want to thank Frenchie by Design for using her measurement, and then also for using her PDF. So this I give her credit for. I mean, it just saves us a whole bunch of work so that we don't have to, reinvent the wheel. Why do that when we don't need to, right? Okay, so I have my pieces all set out, and if you look at the template, let me put it here. I discovered that it's easier to put these two pieces together first. So if you kind of tilt it a little bit, so okay, this is not right. There you go. Part of the bottom is sticking out here, and then you've got a corner sticking out here. Remember, you could do it any way that you want to, right? You don't have to follow exactly how it is in the template, but I'm going to follow it as closely as I can, just to show you how it works. If you follow the template as it is shown in the catalog. Okay, and since I'm not sure where exactly it's going to fit, I'll just put some glue here, and I'm going to angle it like that so there's something sticking out, and then I put it like that so it looks like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on my card base here, and I'm going to make it go more towards the top, so that I have room on the bottom to put my sentiment. So I'm just going to use my Tombow glue. You guys know me. This is my adhesive of choice because it's very forgiving if I don't put it down the way it's supposed to be. I have room to wiggle it. So I am going to place this, and I'm going to try to line this top piece here with the card base. I'm not worried about the piece on the bottom. Okay, and this came from the beautiful, I'm so terrible with names, the beautiful something. The coordinating stamp set is the beautiful balloons. So this designer series paper is on sale. Okay, all right, so I have my sentiment, but I'm using the sentiment from this stamp set, the one that says, I think it's time for a celebration, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit in the strip. And I wanted to point that out to you guys because you don't have to follow the dimensions for your sentiment. If your sentiment you're discovering is too big for the size that I told you, then cut it to make it fit, right? So I'm going to use a much bigger piece of paper here. And because it's going to have a banner, I'm going to cut banners on the side. I'm going to leave room on each side. Now, I didn't measure this, so I can tell, like right now, if I just put it down. Okay, good. It fits within the dimensions of the card front. So if it didn't, I would have to cut it a little bit before I start stamping and cutting out the banners. So this is Azure Afternoon as the base. I'm using the coordinating colors. This one is the back side of one of the designer series paper. That's one of the great things about Stampin' Up! Is the way everything coordinates with each other. So you don't have to worry about, making sure it matches because the paper, the ink, the designer series paper, the ribbon, they all coordinate. And because I don't want to mess up here, and this is photopolymer, I'm going to take out my sponge mat here, because when you're using photopolymer, it has a much better result when you use the sponge because it has a little bit of give to it. All right, that turned out really nicely. Now I have an old punch that I can use. Did I move it here? To make the banner, but I didn't want to do that live because I wanted to show you how you can do it on your own. You don't need the the punch to do that. You do need the scissors. I'm trying to find where I put it. Here you go. So to do the banner, just kind of eyeball it where you think the middle is. Cut a slit down the middle. And then cut it from the corners and make it meet. See, there you go. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Now this one looks like it's a little bit, has too much white space. So I think before I get started, let me just trim a little bit off because I have a feeling that that banner might be a little bit too long compared to the other side. Oh, I may have trimmed up too much. It's okay. Nobody's going to care. Okay. Got so much mess here. There you go. Okay. And then if you look at the template, it goes here on the bottom, right? Okay. So let me put this up on dimensionals. This is a very easy template to follow, and I like its versatility, and you'll see why when I show you the other samples that I made. And then you also are going to use a ribbon. Put that there. And the ribbon I'm going to use is Misty Moonlight. It's a little bit thicker. Oh, you know what? I have a skinny one here. You know what? I think I could get away with that. I'm going to use the skinny one. And what I'm going to do, instead of doing a single ribbon, I'm going to layer it so that it adds a little bit more interest to it. Okay? So I'm going to roll that around. So I'm working with like 3 strings here, and then I'm going to tie my ribbon. Hopefully I made it long enough that it can actually make a bow. Okay, this one here looks like it got mixed up in the fray. It may not have pulled. So I'm just going to adjust it. So it makes 2 bows. One of these here should be the end piece, but I cannot figure out where that piece is. I think it got stuck somewhere in here. I don't want to pull too hard because I might pull the wrong thing. So you know what? I am just going, oh here, I didn't cut it off. That's why I couldn't find it, because I didn't cut it. So it's kind of like an odd shaped one, but it's okay. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to care. And I'm just going to get my glue dots here. And I'm going to put the backing on here. And just to secure it a little bit more, I'm going to put an additional one. I like to twirl it like this to make it fit a little bit better. These glue dots are very strong. Okay, and it looks like they put it right in the corner. Clear some of that area and burnish it. Give it a nice press so it has a nice crisp fold. And there's the card. See, same template, but based on the designer series paper, it created 2 very different cards, but still very pretty, right? What do you think of that? Nice, right? And the inspiration came from the catalog. All right, so let me show you other things that I've done. Turn this around to prevent the glare. So this card here, I decided to use the Memories and More pack. This one is It's called Thoughtful Journey Memories and More Card Pack. So I opened up the pack, and because I like to keep it together, I used one of the envelopes, you know, the ones that the dies come in. I never throw them away because they come in very handy. So I just put it in here, and I used this to make my card. Now, because I didn't want to cut this, what I ended up doing was I just used this piece here. Turn this over. I didn't cut this piece here, and I cut this one here, and I put it in the back, and then I just added a white layer to it. Okay, and then I wrapped the ribbon around it instead of putting it on the corner like that. Okay, all right, that's one card. And then this one here, I decided I'm going to put another layer. So I put a layer in the back. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and not only did I put a layer, I embossed it. So it just shows that you can do different things with the card. And this one is that fun paper. I forgot what this is called. Love this paper. I definitely ordered more of that. So this is one side of the designer series paper, and then I used the back side of another paper. And then this one is from the stamp set with the bird, and I just colored it in, and I used the coordinating colors to color it in. So this one is lemon lime. This one is the pretty in pink, and this one is the petunia. See, there's the other card. This here, I use the ephemera pack. So we have different packs that come in the catalog. I don't know if you guys saw that there's like 4 different ones. This is the flower one. So I decided to put something on top. And then here, instead of angling the card, I made it go right under it to fit. And then I used the sentiment from the pack to make the card. This one's super easy to put together. I think I did this in like 5 minutes. I want to say 5 minutes or less. It was really quick. The hardest thing about this card was figuring out which colors or flowers to pull from the pack. But the result came out really nicely, I think. Okay. And then this one, I thought I had more. I bet you I'll find a card once everything is put away. This is the one I like the most because I played around the most with this. So here I embossed it with the changing leaves. I love the changing leaves embossing folder. I stamped out the leaf in the front. I die cut it. And then I used the hexagon punch to make the sentiment here. So you don't have to keep it straight. You can make the sentiment a different design based on what you want for the card. Okay. And this one came from the Thoughtful Journey designer series paper. Very nice card. I mean, very nice DSP that goes with that. Okay. All right. So these are the cards that follow the template. So same template, but you can play around with it, and it makes totally different cards based on the needs that you want, based on the paper, based on if you want to put in the front. So many things that you could do to play around with it. So I just wanted to encourage all of you, if you're stuck and you're not quite sure what to make for your card, you know, maybe your creativity mojo is running low, and sometimes that happens. It happens to me when I get sick. When I'm done, I'm like, I can't figure out what I'm going to make. So look to the templates that are on page 22 of the catalog to give you inspiration. And remember, you can play around with the template, so you don't have to follow it exactly like it's portrayed in the catalog. Make it fit to what you need. Okay, that's it, everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Don't forget about the designer series paper sale that's going on this month. And don't forget about my designer series paper class happening on August the 24th. If you're interested in that, please let me know. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll catch you next Friday. Bye.